Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our beginner kindergarten concert of our 2023 spring concert here at Grandparents' Night. For those of you that haven't met me yet, I'm Mrs. Burrows, or Kirsten Burrows, the music teacher for beginnergarten through 5th grade. So this evening, right now, we're going to be listening to our wonderful beginnergartners and kindergartners. So let me get Mrs. Cochran's class. Shh, there we go. We're back. All right. Shh. Class, class. Class, class. Voices off. And please go to your positions. It's okay. They'll get where they need to. Voices off. Quietly come up. Vinny, Finn. Shh. Max, good job. Brooklyn, good job. Careful coming up the stairs, guys. I know it's bright, guys. Hands down, hands down. Hands down, hands down. Finn, hands down. Mr. Moore. Shh. Let Parker through. Make a window. So, for our first song, our wonderful beginnergarten and kindergarten groups are going to do a song called Mr. Sun. It's a traditional song that many of you probably already know. Yep, we're back on. And Mr. Burrows is going to be accompanying them. We're having a little fun with this song because it is a call and response song. So, do you remember who's calling? Okay, you guys are first. You second. Careful. And then we switch. Remember how many times through? 2. Here we go. Good job. Shh. Not yet. Not yet. Dress down, Emsley. Sun, sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Hold still. Here you go. Sun, sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind the tree. These little children are asking. Watch me. Please shine down so we can play with you. Oh, Mr. Sun, sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. So that's one of the songs that they have learned during this school year. One of the big things that we're working on in music is being cooperative, being able to work with each other. And so that leads right into our next one. And they really like this one because I think one of their favorite things this year is we've been learning about all of the noise-making instruments that we have in music. So we're going to see how many they remember the names of, and then we're going to apply those instruments to this old man. I know that took a little bit of time. Sorry about that. But so in this old man, the big thing that they were working on is we're working on our counting skills, both musically and mathematically, and our sharing skills. So we're going to see how our sharing skills go tonight. I would say they definitely like their instruments. Now, here's the hardest part is we actually have to get them back from them. So give me one. Whoop. I'll take care of them. There it is. For our last song of the evening with beginner and kindergarten, we are going to perform a very common nursery rhyme that most of you probably. And we're going to have a little fun with it. So go ahead and come out. Come on. No, it's right behind on the floor. Before we finish with our last song, I would like to thank you all for coming this evening and supporting ACA. We're very thankful to have the school that we have, and I absolutely love working with these guys. I cannot wait for when they grow up and are part of our musicals and all of the fun stuff we do here at school. They come with such energy every day. They're a lot of fun to work with. So, here we go. Rain, rain. Roman, you good? Okay. Go put that behind. So what a pleasure it is to work with them. And thank you very much for coming. Those of you with first graders, hold on. Mute. There we go. Those of you with first graders, go ahead and stay in the auditorium. The rest of you, we're going to ask that you go out and enjoy the rest of Grandparents' Night. Let me get Mrs. Maxwell's class. You may exit out. You may join your parents and grandparents. Mrs. Cochran's class, you may go. Livia, make sure to pick up your coat, okay, sweetheart? Shh, kindergarten.
Mom, do you want any help setting that up?
Turn the microphone on. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of you guys are still coming in. As you come in, we're going to go ahead and get our kids organized to come up on stage. So please let me get Mrs. Moore's class right here. Mrs. Robinson's class right here, please. Yeah.
As the boys and girls are coming down, my name is Joyce Hanson. Girls and boys, come down quietly. Welcome. When we exit the auditorium, would you please go to the lunchroom, have a seat, grab a snack so that the next group can come in, all right? Go all the way down to the lunchroom. That will accommodate people to be able to come in. Thank you so much and enjoy the concert.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our first grade performance of our spring Grandparents' Night concert. As you see, our wonderful hands down, hands down, hands down. There we go. As you can see, our wonderful first graders are coming up on stage, and something different we are going to do this evening is I'm not going to do most of the talking tonight. Our wonderful first graders are going to be explaining our different songs and why we are doing them. So Reagan, can you come up over to the mic for me? Come on. While she's doing that, Mrs. Moore's class, positions.
Jack and Jill is a version. Jack and Jill is a version of an old nursery rhyme that was also written for two different parts on the Orff instruments. With playing the Orff instruments, Miss Burrows challenged us to play them correctly at all times. What is fun with this song is getting to select what notes we get to play. This song is being played by Miss Moore's class on the Orff instruments.
Still off. There we go. We're going to give them just a second to set these instruments. Now, for those of you that don't know, these are Orff instruments. This is something brand new that I brought to the school this year. And thanks to our wonderful music department, we were able to purchase this set of instruments. So they just started learning these, and we started doing these songs about a month and a half ago. So it's very impressive what they've already done. So here we go. While they quietly work, hello. Ooh. While they quietly work on setting those back up, I'm going to have, my note is gone. Claire will be, as soon as she's done setting her bars, she'll come over and introduce our next song. If you're done, go back to your position.
Green, 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 a fun springtime song written by Teresa Jennings, all about the color green. This song is fun having to remember all the different rhymes. We hope you enjoy the song sung by all of the first grade.
Drop, Drip Drop is a piece of music from our music lessons. This is the first song that we completely learned on the Orff instruments. For this song, we learned how to play 2 different parts. We also learned how to share the instruments and when to switch when playing. The song is played by Mrs. Robinson's class on the Orff instruments.
Tulip, daffodil, daisy, rose. What's fun for them while they're putting the instruments back together, we get to work on our alphabet. They've learned that the musical alphabet starts like their reading alphabet. It just repeats itself after letter G. So if you see them replacing bars, it's because they realized, oh, I messed up my alphabet. So we get good practice on A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
School is coming to an end is our final number for the first grade spring concert. Written by Teresa Jennings, it takes a favorite tune, Twinkle Twinkle, and puts new words to it. Enjoy the silly piece about the end of the school year, and thank you for coming to our spring concert. We really hope you have enjoyed getting to hear a little of what we do in music every day.
So part of why you start hearing me in the knot, I'm controlling the board here and he's controlling the soundboard up there. So we're just both hitting mute at the same time. Anyways, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to our spring performance. I am very proud and honored to work with these wonderful young ladies and young gentlemen. I'm looking forward to their second grade year, them working harder on these instruments and everything that they have to learn. So let me get Mrs. Robinson's class. Go down. Mrs. Moore's class, go down. They are going to come back to you guys, and then like Mrs. Hanson had said, you're going to grab your lovely kiddos and go to the cafeteria. Now, if you have children in the second grade, please stay put. Thank you. Wave hands so they see you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are entering in, I'm going to start having your kiddos line up to get up on stage. So, Mrs. Baker's class, please go to that side of the auditorium. Mrs. Gogarty's class, line up right here for me, please. Walk. They're always in such a hurry. Yeah, that's fine. So again, Mrs. Baker's, Mrs. Gogarty's class. Just cross each other as you go up. All right. Go ahead. All right, as our wonderful second graders are going up on stage, I want to welcome all of you to our Spring Grandparents' Night concert. I am Mrs. Burrows, for those of you that haven't met me yet. This is my first year here at ACA as the general music teacher, and we're very excited to present this concert for you tonight. For those of you that have had kiddos at the school for a while, you're probably wondering what this new stuff is up on front. So these are what are called ORF instruments, and this is something that I brought to the school, wanting to train them how to play and read music from a much younger age. And our wonderful class is going to be showing them off for you today. And they did a great job getting, I messed up. I put them on the wrong sides of the room. So they did a great job getting up there. Now, one thing that's going to be a little new for this concert this evening is I'm not going to be doing all the talking between the shows. They're going to explain and introduce each one of our songs and talk a little bit about what we do in class every day. So welcome to our concert. I'm honored to have you all here and present this show for you. And let's get started. Sophia, come on down.
Hello, Sir is a unique song using 3 separate parts on the ORF instruments and is a call and response song. Being a call and response means that one group will sing something and the other sings a response to them. The challenge of this piece of music was learning to keep a steady pulse in the song. This song will be performed by Mrs. Gogarty's class on the ORF instruments. I hear trying to come in is spiritual we have learned about different types of music and what they were used from. In this song, we have both sung melody and held harmony part. The challenge in this story is keeping the help note going while the melody carries on.
Okay. Jenny Go Round is a song for our music lessons that helps us work and play technique on the orff infant instruments. We have to work together and make sure that we keep time. We have greatly enjoyed learning about these new instruments and everyone part of working with them. This song is played on instruments by Mrs. Baker's class.
The one thing that I didn't have them mention on that is one of the big things with these pieces is they're learning how to switch while playing. So the spoken parts or when I'm we're just going to talk loud. This thing hates me tonight. They're learning how to switch and share the instruments throughout the music while keeping steady beats. They're doing a wonderful job, and they're also working on their alphabet reading on their instruments. All right, who is my last one? Leslie, come on up.
Do you want to go and play? This is fun song about what we are going to do during summer break. It has a familiar sound to it, but words that are all about going outside and playing. We got to add to a little bit of moments to the song and play of about going. It's written by Teresa Jennings. This has been a challenge.
Hold on, it's your microphone. We're going to come with this one. Okay, you just keep talking. I'll hold it. Oh, you got it?
But
that has improved our ability to sing as a group.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, our system just does not like us tonight, so I'll finish the end of it for you, Leslie. Thank you for coming to our spring concert, and we hope you've enjoyed all of these songs. Good job, Leslie. I'm sorry. Okay. Do you want to go and play? That one. No, up there. Start the song. Oh. Did they do such a great job? So, what's really special with that song, I don't know if you guys heard at the very end, there's actually two opposing parts being sung at the same time, which is a very advanced skill for second grade. And I am so very proud of them for doing it. And they did it in 3 weeks. So, great job, you guys. I'm going to send them back to you. So as they come down, unless you have a third grader, raise your hand, get your kids' attention, and you guys are going to go out, go to the cafeteria, or go into the game room, enjoy the rest of Grandparents' Night. Thank you for coming. All right, guys, off that way. Off. Ethan, Ethan. Check one, check 1, 2. Turn off the stage lights. The far right one. Slide it all the way down. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of you are still coming in. Feel free to, of course, please keep coming in. I'm going to have your kiddos come down and start getting ready to enter the stage. Mrs. Karstenson's class, right here for me, please. Mr. Sidlinger's class, right here for me, please. Nice lines. Mrs. Karstenson's class, eyes here. Silently enter the stage. Mr. Sidlinger's class, silently enter the stage. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As I have already said, for those of you that do not know me, I am Mrs. Kirsten Burrows. I am in my first year here at ACA as our general music teacher. That's not quietly. Thank you. So I am absolutely blessed to get to work with these young ladies and gentlemen on a daily, well, twice a week basis. And for those of you that have been at the ACA for a while, a lot of you probably do not recognize the new instruments in front. This is something that I brought up to the school and said, I really want to bring something that is very special to my heart that I grew up with in music. And these are called ORF instruments. It teaches the kids to build natural internal pulse, read music, and play music from as young as first grade. So third graders are catching up because they haven't had the program since first grade, but they've been doing a phenomenal job. And so that's what these are. You are going to get to see them play and perform on these. So, and one thing that's going to be a little different about tonight's concert is I'm not going to be doing all of the introductions of the songs. They are going to do it for us. So, we're going to start off our night. Audrey, right up there.
Simple Gifts is a very special song to Miss.
Microphone. Make it your friend. Come right up to it.
Simple Gifts is a very special song to Miss Burrows. She learned it when she was our age, and when she found it while preparing our concert, she knew we would have to do it. This has been the most challenging song we have learned this year, with 4 separate parts of ORF instruments and the vocal parts. The song is beginning performed by Miss Karstenson's class of ORF instruments.
our spot. Brody. Brody, you ready? Walk right into it.
Is a fun spiritual song that always us to explore different body percussion while maintaining a steady beat. This type of song is one of many styles that we have been learning to sing during this school year.
Stage lights. Can you see now? Okay. All right, here we go.
Rocky Mountain is a song that plays off different instruments with each other. Mrs. Burrows challenged us with this song, giving it to us only 2 weeks ago. One of the fun parts with this song is getting to select the notes we are going to play on the soprano and alto instruments. Mr. Sidlinger's class is performing this song on the Orff instruments.
Rocky Mountain, Rocky Mountain, Rocky Mountain high. When you're on that Rocky Mountain, hang your head.
One thing I haven't had any of the students mention about is one of the most challenging parts, and I think important parts of learning the Orff instruments is we got to learn how to share and how to have a little bit of patience, because we only have 9 of them, which means we have to switch off. And that's been a fun learning experience for kiddos that, well, I want to play now. But they've really enjoyed it. They've learned a lot of respect and how to take care of these instruments. And they've done a really, really great job with it. So good job, guys.
Summer is Coming is one of the full choir's songs that Miss Burrows challenged us with learning quickly. Another amazing piece written by Teresa Jennings made us work on opposing vocal lines and keeping our melody strong. This song was selected as we are all excited for summer to come and all of the things we can do this summer. This song has a fun playoff with Miss Burrows and opposing parts at the end of the song. Please enjoy and thank you for coming to our spring concert.
Any summer? Yep. Summer is coming to an end. Or sorry, summer is coming. Should be the next one.
Summer is coming so soon, so soon. What shall I do? What shall I do? Summer is coming so soon, so soon. What shall I do? I could take in the sun, go to the zoo, come back from home.
Sorry about that. We've got one person up there, and she's doing an amazing job for being a 7th grader. So that song is a lot of fun. They've done a great job with it. Learning to sing two completely opposing parts in 3rd grade is very challenging. I'm very impressed with them. They did it very, very quickly. So, guys, great. I know those lights are very, very warm. Stop fanning yourselves. All right, guys, great job. So I'm going to send them back to you because I got another group coming in right on top of y'all. Thank you very much for coming. Enjoy the rest of Grandparents' Night. Please take your lovely kiddos, go out to the cafeteria. If you have a 4th grader, remain in here. House lights up. Wave your hands. They're going to come to you. Sidlinger, or Karstensen, Sidlinger. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're still coming in and getting into our seats. As we do, I'm going to go ahead and call our students down so we can get started. Let me get Mrs. Fensroy's class lined up right here. Mr. Gasha's class. Walk, please, with our voices off. So our fourth grade is going to get up and get on stage and start getting us set for this performance. I would like to thank you all for coming. Those of you that do not know me, my name is Kirsten Burrows. This is my first year here at ACA as the general music teacher. And now from our Christmas concert to today, you guys probably noticed something a little new on the stage. These were not up here at Christmas. And this is something that we bought, or the school purchased this year. And this comes back from when I was in elementary school in music. These are called Orff instruments, and it's probably one of my favorite memories from when I was in school, which is why I knew I was going to have to introduce it here at ACA. Because the wonderful thing with this is it teaches kids internal pulse from a very young age, reading music and counting all at the same time, and it normally starts in about first grade. So we've been learning these this year, on top of learning the tone chimes that we heard during the Christmas concert. And we will be starting our presentation with some tone chime music tonight, but a little bit different. I am not going to do all of the talking tonight. Our kids are going to be introducing each one of the pieces between while we're changing from instrument type to instrument type. So, to get started, Andrew.
This song is our first time getting to perform on the tone chimes. We have been working hard on technique, counting, and note reading all at the same time to be able to perform this song. Specially arranged for us by Mr. Burrows, this song will be performed by two different groups of students from Miss Fensroy's class.
Forgive him just a second because they've got to get everything out of the cases and bring them out. One thing I do want to mention while they're still getting set up. So those of you that saw the tone chimes at the Christmas concert, at Christmas we only had one or two octaves, one case of tone chimes. And thanks to donations from wonderful families at this school, we were able to purchase our third octave, a second case, which allows more kids to play at a time. We now have a total of 3 octaves. Eventually, one day we might get 4, 5, 6. I doubt we'll ever get octave 7 because they're, one, this tall. They're the bass bars and they're very expensive, about $1,000 a piece. Anyway, so enough distraction. Here we go. You guys ready?
Now Let Me Fly. This is one of the songs from our music lessons. It not only uses Orff instruments, but it also has two opposing parts, challenging us to sing and listen while keeping the whole thing together. Mrs. Burrows challenges us to use our best singing voice, listen to each other, and think about how we should perform. The Orff instruments are being played by Mr. Gasho's class for this song.
This spiritual song connects directly to what we have been learning about in class with Mr. Gasho. While learning about this song, we talked about spirituals and their place in history. During music, we learned more than just how to play instruments. We learned about composers, history, styles of music, and how they all connect together.
The Robin Sings So Merrily is our choir song.
Aggie.
The Robin Sings So Merrily is our choir song for tonight's concert. A beautiful round speaking about robins in spring. Learning to sing in a round has been challenging but very rewarding, as it has pushed us musically to improve our abilities to listen to each other. We all hope that you have enjoyed our spring concert what we have performed for you.
Didn't they do such a wonderful job? Singing in rounds is a very challenging skill, and I'm very proud of them. They've done wonderfully with learning this over this year. Thank you guys for doing such a wonderful job. Those of you here for Grandparent Science, all of you, we're glad to have you here. As you exit out, we ask that you go towards the cafeteria, letting the 5th grade come in for their final concert. If you have 5th graders, stay seated. 4th grade, you're going to rejoin your parents and grandparents. Wave a hand to them. They might need to know where you are. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're still coming in, getting gathered for our seats. I'm going to go ahead and get our students moving to start getting them up in place. Mrs. Enan's class, right here for me, please. Mr. Woodward's class, right here, please. Those of you that are still coming in, go ahead and do so. It'll be a moment before we get started. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. Okay. Voices off. Remember, we're going to our class spot, not the come the spring. Go to your class spot, not come the spring. Voices off. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final concert of the evening, our 5th grade performance for our Grandparents' Night Spring Concert. For those of you that haven't met me yet, my name is Kirsten Burrows, and I am in my first year here at ACA as the general music teacher. I get to work with these wonderful kids twice a week, teaching them everything that I have spent my life learning. And I love every minute of getting to work with them. Now, those of you that have been at ACA for quite some time, or even from the Christmas concert, you probably noticed something new up on stage. These instruments in front of all of you are called Orff instruments, and this is something that I grew up in music class with. And when I came to ACA, I asked the administration and my department, can we please purchase these? And this has been a blessing to us because, guys, hands down, I know the lights are bright. Think about what the musical cast went through. All right. Anyways, so we got these at the beginning of the school year, and Orff is one of these amazing instruments that without even realizing what it's doing, it teaches the students how to have internal pulse, which is extremely important for musicians, and it also teaches them how to memorize music, read music, and play in a steady beat. So we're going to be showing these as well as a few other instruments to you this evening. Now, one big difference from tonight's concert from normal is I'm not going to do all of the talking tonight. The students are going to introduce each one of our songs and explain a little bit about why we are presenting what we are presenting. So without any further ado, Nellie, come on up. Mrs. Enan's class, to your spots.
A Boy Named Sean is a piece. A Boy Named Sean is a piece of music selected from our music curriculum. Through this song, we learned about minor keys. This piece was originally written for a recorder, but we did not do recorders, so Mrs. Burrows had us play the recorder part on tone chimes. This song was challenging for us because it was both a minor key using difficult counting and has multiple different instruments playing at once. The instruments are being played by Mrs. Enan's class.
So you're going to see a little bit of moving around on stage as they have different positions depending on the different songs that we're performing, which was a big challenge because you'll notice on this one we've got some students with the height persuasion issue up in the back. This song is performed with multiple different parts. That's why we're the way that we are. All right, Danny.
Come the Spring is a challenging 3-part choir song. During the middle of the piece of music, we sing in harmony with each other, which was challenging to learn in a quick amount of time. Mrs. Burrows selected this song because we often have difficult winter weather and wanted something fun and uplifting for the end of the year.
This this little lad of yep. This little lad of mine, this traditional spiritual, was fun to learn to play on new instruments. We were challenged to add the tone chimes while singing. It is fun to work with new sounds and instruments on a song like this one. The instruments are being performed by Mr. Woodward's class.
One thing I do want to say really quick before we introduce the last song is those of you that were here at our Christmas concert and you saw the tone chimes at that point, those were brand new to the school at the time. I've brought a lot of new stuff to the school. Anyways, at the time we had 2 octaves of our tone chimes, and thanks to the donations that we got during our Christmas concert, we were able to purchase our 3rd octave of tone chimes, which were, Gabe, go grab one of the big bars. We were able to get the lower octave and some of the higher octaves, and Gabe's going to show how much larger these ones are. So it was pretty exciting to be able to purchase the larger instruments, and we thank you very much for those donations, and adding to this program has been wonderful. Go ahead and put it back. All right, our last speaker of the evening, Camden.
We Are United is a song written by the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. We learned this song at the very beginning of the school year for chapel. Our school verse for this year is Romans 12:5. So we, though many, are one body in Christ and individual members of one of another. Mrs. Burrows found this song that is all about being united in Christ. It is a fun, upbeat song to perform, and we hope that you enjoy it. Thank you for attending our spring concert, and please enjoy our final song.
We are united in Jesus Christ. We are the soldiers.
So, fifth graders, you are at the capstone of your elementary career, and we have just a few weeks. But could you thank Mrs. Burrows with me? And audience, would you please thank Mrs. Burrows?
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Your sons and daughters, grandsons and granddaughters really have been a blessing to me, my family. I'm very sad that I only got 1 year with them, but I'm very excited for the fact, especially those that are in band, which some of you, their concert is Monday night, 6:30. Make sure to come. Those that are in band very likely could be working with my family until their senior year of high school, which is very special for my husband and myself, as we get to work with the young children of this school from kindergarten through their senior year. Not many schools can say that they have one family that trains up our young men and women, both in the power of Christ and what he says through music, but also in music. And I've been honored to work with these guys. And even more, I've had a few of them in our musical this last weekend, so that was really fun to see them in a different element. Guys, I'm so very proud of you. You have done such a wonderful job this year. We've got a couple more weeks. I can teach you a few more things. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. I do hope you've enjoyed this evening of our music performances. Some of you I know have seen multiple grades this evening. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your time for Grandparents' Night. And once again, God bless.